Hey guys, the Comics Kid 2099 here, once again to discuss an episode of a superhero animated series. Today I'll be talking about the new Batman Adventures episode, Cult of the Cat. So if you haven't seen that episode and you don't like spoilers, stay away from this video because I'll be spoiling everything before I get into the review itself. So keep that in mind. And now that that's out of the way, here I go with a quick plot synopsis. Selina Kyle is being chased by some Australian-sounding ninja, and she comes to Batman for help. These guys are part of a titular Cult of the Cat and are led by Thomas Blake. They're mad at Selina for desecrating their special cat idol. Batman tries to help her, but she decides she's instead going to infiltrate their cult to steal all of their stuff. Batman gets pretty badly injured by a gigantic cat, the cult all get arrested, and Catwoman gets away scotch-free with millions of dollars in jewels. So Catwoman is the absolute worst thing ever. When she dies, I really hope that she gets reincarnated as a roll of toilet paper in a scuzzy gas station that hasn't been cleaned in 3 years. I don't like this character, or at least this version of this character. I've touched on this a little bit in the past, but if you want Catwoman to be a thief and you also want her to be a likable character, then she has to be a rags to riches kind of person. You know, grew up on the streets with no parents and just the clothes on her back and had to steal to take care of herself. And maybe now that she's a spectacular thief, she uses the loot to take care of young urchins who, like Selina in her youth, couldn't take care of themselves. While I haven't read every Catwoman story in the comics, many of the stories I've read have gone in this direction. Year 1 has Selina as Holly Robinson's protector. Ed Brubaker's run on the character's solo title also has her as more of an anti-hero who steals, yes, but is a hero to the downtrodden. This is how she's portrayed in the War Games crossover as well. So it isn't impossible to make me care for this character and even like her, but it certainly seems like it's impossible for me to like her in this series. Well, that's not entirely true. I did really appreciate her when she made the attempt to reform and get away from the life of crime. Granted, I knew from the beginning that wasn't going to work out for her, but I at least liked that she was willing to give it a go, and I even liked that the series was able to make it work for as long as it did. But ever since she returned to her life of crime, I found her character so despicable. I like the psychopaths who are trying to murder people more than this scumbag, and that's not a good thing. Let's just use this episode as an example of why I dislike this character so much. She clearly doesn't steal out of necessity. Just look at that penthouse apartment she's living in at the end of the episode. Now maybe she's putting some of this money to animal charities, something that we know she's compassionate about from some of her previous appearances, but that's not made clear in the episode, so I can't just assume as much here. At one point, after she asks Batman for help, mind you, he tries to rescue her from the clutches of the cat cult, and she pulls out a fake crying act and asks, "Why can't I stop stealing?" Oh, give me a break, Selina. You don't have a compulsion. You're just a spoiled brat who wants nice things, but you refuse to work for them. And how do I know that she's not contrite about her actions? Because 0.5 seconds after she does this fake crying thing, she hits Batman in the back of the head so that she can steal more from these guys. She tells Batman that it's to teach them a lesson. What lesson would that be, Selina? That stealing is wrong? That it's bad to try to kill someone who steals from you? I think the big problem I have here is not only is Selina a smarmy anus, but she gets away with everything without so much as a slap on the wrist. You might try to say that the cat cult gets what's coming to them, and that they're the real bad guys of the episode. But I know absolutely nothing about the cat cult. All we know is that they're a cult who steal and they worship cats. They try to kill Catwoman for stealing from them, but they don't really have much screen time in this episode. And since I know so little about them, I have no satisfaction seeing the police come to arrest them. Meanwhile, I actually feel cheated seeing Catwoman get away with her crimes yet again. In the real world, bad people get away with doing bad stuff all the time. Heck, they often get rewarded for it. I don't like that. And I certainly don't want to see that in my entertainment that I consume. It might be realistic, yes, but I would rather see justice be done than realism seeping into my stories to bring me down. I don't want my good guys almost getting mauled by a giant cat and my bad guys getting away with millions of dollars and nothing happening to them to pay the consequences. Overall, I can't say that I enjoyed this episode very much. It's never good when an episode makes me hate a character so much I don't want to watch episodes that feature that character ever again. And this series is getting me to that point with Catwoman. But hey, maybe next week will be better. If you like this video, I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you did like this video, you're in luck because just about every weekend I talk about an episode of this series, and I'll be doing so next Saturday. And also I do other videos throughout the week, so be sure to check those out too if you're interested. In the meantime, have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.